So before I get started here, uh, I'd like to thank George for giving an autistic the fucking book to review before me. Thanks a lot, George, you son of a bitch. Anyways, Mint Salad here did a review of Immortal Mask, and it's pretty good, but I'm gonna talk about my thoughts on it too, because right now, with all the bullshit going on with these people, okay, you know, disclaimer here. This gal, I'm not really I don't really have an issue with, but the guy that she's with, that guy with his wanting to make or he's asking why can't we make jokes about Vic and all that. That was very distasteful to me, but I'll just leave it at that. I didn't really care for him to be saying that, but anyways, let's listen to her review here. And like I was saying, with all this crap going on with these people fighting and CG, everybody's at each other's neck and everything, and then after Vic and all that, it's like, who can you trust to buy a fucking book from now? Because the only people I'll buy from is Todd McFarlane and Denali's here. And you can trust Denali, okay? I've gotten the black and white, and I'm gonna get the color soon. I ordered the poster that arrived the other day. I have that. I got a tank top I ordered that's on the way. And this shit gets here, okay? This is and they have the book. She's gonna show you here. She actually has the book. Thanks, George, by the way, but she actually has the book here to show, and she's reading it and everything. An actual product to sell you, not an empty promise of the possibility of getting a book 3 years from now if they should happen to decide to actually do it, or someone telling you they're a god and they can't deliver you fuck all for years. Denali put his money where his mouth is and sold the book on merit. And this is why a lot of people are upset with him, because they sit around going, oh, well, how do we crowdfund more money so we can fuck off and not make the book and go get a mail order bride and all this stupid bullshit? No. He took his own money, he saved it up, and he invested into the book and actually created the book and sold it. This is how you sell and make a comic properly. Not like these fucktards who you see drawing all the time and never have anything to sell. This is why they get mad. This is why I really believe this is why they get mad at George and Denali, because they have the product to sell. They actually have the product. They're not trying to sell you a NASCAR or any of this other silliness. They got a comic book. Here it is. It's good. It's Spawn meets Dick Tracy. There you go. Buy now. All right, let's watch this.
Get into the news. I mean, not news, but I have actually I have the website for Immortal Mask that I'm about to review. So let's have a little bit of a gander. If you're interested in Immortal Mask, you can check out their store. Wow, all these beautiful. You got 200-page full color graphic novel. Did I just read 200 pages? Wow, I read 200 pages. Okay. Okay, so we got 200 pages of Mortal Mask. You can get it here, and that's pretty much it. That's pretty much the story. That's what it is. Okay, now it's time to get into my review, because, oh boy, I'm so excited to review Immortal Mask. There's so much in Immortal Mask. I think it'll be interesting. Oh yeah, those are good. Now there's none of that. All right. I'm in Salad, and I got issues. Oh yeah, those are good. Now there's none of that. We got Immortal Mask. 200 pages. All right, so I'm going to rate this on the Salad story method. S the S for story, A for art, L for lettering, A for action, and D for drama. So, how does Immortal Mask compare? So, here's the story of Immortal Mask. You see, so we have what we got here. We have Benjamin Frost. He's a journalist. He's looking into, he's just journalisting around, and he gets a call from a guy. His last name is Lawrence, like Mr. Lawrence, Edward Lawrence to be specific. He's in prison. He's like, hey, could you like look into my case? Like, I'm innocent. I'm innocent. I've been framed. All the blah blah blah, all that fun stuff. And also, what's interesting is we have the department, like the journalist department's like, hey, stop investigating this. Do not investigate any further. And so, of course, this uh, Benjamin is like, I gotta look into this further. And so, pretty much, he looks into this further. What he finds out is that there's this chick who's like, oh, I'm also looking into this. And I should mention, now that I think about it, each character is like
that is pretty
like each
accurate. I'll give her
person in the
that.
book is a person, and it's very convincing, and I really like that. So the Immortal Mask, after Benjamin is notified that there's a chick also looking into this evidence on Mr. Lawrence's framing. It's like, oh, what's going on here, right? They're getting a little bit too close to information, and so we have some dudes who obviously framed him. It's like doing some calls, like, hey, could you like check up on them, make sure they like don't learn anything? Could you take care of them, take care of our problem, please? And so there's a lot of there's actually not a lot of, but there's like high tension moments when there is action and they're being like chased and you have to leave. They're like, oh my goodness, obviously something is here because we're being chased after it. Obviously something fishy is happening here. And the closer and closer they get to it, to figuring out what's happening to Lawrence, the more people try to get him, you know? And at the end of the day, I do like they figured out who framed him. They took care of him in a pretty epic way. And then there's also the results of his wow, I can't words. Resolving it was resolved. Like, okay, we found out who framed him. And that's just pretty much the nice, neat package of the book. That's pretty much the gist of the story. Like I said, like the characters are individuals. There is a lot of details within each page. And I feel like each detail is very necessary for like figuring out who done did the framing and like someone framed Mr. Lawrence for 6 murders, but he didn't do it. And somebody else did, but he was framed. He was framed because it seemed, by my impression, everyone who framed him hated him. Like they like wanted to get rid of him, and he was just a nuisance. So that's what I gathered. Overall, I like the complexity of the story and how many details are in the story. So now we have the arts. I should mention it opens with it's like some sort of no text, all art. I don't know. I can't tell if this is like part of the story or whatnot, because it seems like this beginning part is completely separate from this story that starts in like the bulk of the book. So that's what I'm thinking. Also, I do like the art style here. There's 2 different art styles. So in the beginning, like right before it's the actual story starts, and also after it ends, there's like these no text pages, right? And it's like, okay, you see there's a lot of action here. At some points, it was hard for me to tell what was going on. Maybe it was like too much lightness. Maybe it wasn't like clear enough for me. Personally, it was hard for me to like grasp what motion was happening here. But overall, I liked it. From this beginning, the only thing that I could gather from this beginning with no text, only story, only like pictures, is that guy from Ceiling escapes from chains. Big Minster sorry, big monster appears, another one appears, facility explodes, Black
Oh,
Panther
she's
looking
talking
ass
about
escapes.
like
That's the Immortal Mask.
the
And
concept art or
Lava
whatever
Monsters
towards
now
the
has
end.
armor, and there's a police report. So
That's the poster I got, the one
this
of
is
the Mortal Mask with the
how we
chains.
show Immortal Mask escaping, and this story takes place in the 70s. So I like that art style a lot. And then also there's this type of art style. Let's go to middle. I think it has just the right amount of details to convey a story. I don't see any issues with anatomy. It all just looks pretty solid. It's a pretty solid art book. It very consistent between each characters, which I appreciate. Some of the colors, I guess I'm not like the hugest fan of the colors personally, but it's not distracting. I think the colors are done like that to be less distracting and more like complementary to the text bubbles. And oh boy, there's a lot of text bubbles. But overall, I like the art. I like I like the fight scenes a lot. I'll talk more about that when I get to the action part. So let's talk about the lettering, shall we? I didn't notice any onomatopoeia reading this. If there is onomatopoeia, I probably missed it. It's probably like few and far between. But I do like the placement of the text bubbles in each panel. Like, here's a good example, right? We have like two characters are talking, right? But they're overlapping from each panel. But the placement of the bubbles makes it easy for me to understand which order is being talked. Like, who's saying what in which order. And I think it's pretty genius. Honestly, I really like it. Okay, so here's an example. So we have another guy who's talking from a panel. He's talking from the other side of the panel, but his text bubble appears here first because this guy is being he's being distracted by this guy coming in and like talking to him. And I really like that. Just the overall the bubbles. Oh boy, the bubbles are great. Easy to read. There's a lot of words, but I assure you the words are important. You need the words. So, the action. Let's say the action has to be closer towards the middle and the like last third of the book. So the way that the book is written, there's a lot of tension being built, and then there's like some action, like, oh, the first time that you get caught by these dudes trying to prevent you from looking further into the framing of Edward Lawrence, right? That's an action. It's like, oh wow, this just appeared out of nowhere. This is the first action of the scene. Things are getting even more tense. And like then they have to like run from the police in a Chinese festival. It's like Chinese New Year is around the time that this takes place, and they have to like maneuver out of the way
Yeah, they're like in
of the
Chinatown or
police.
something,
And
if I
so pretty
remember
much
right.
the last third of the book is just a bunch of action scenes, like police chasing them fighting, guns being shot. It's pretty cool. I really like it. But then the drama, though, I'd say the drama is integral to this book's story. Like, I'd say the drama starts like it builds a world. Even just like the first panel, and it's like, oh wait, okay, so we are getting dialogue in between characters that establish their relationship. It starts off they're like at a diner, right? And even like within the diner, you can see who's a regular there, who's respectful, who's not. You know, it's all fun. The drama, though, is I think the drama starts to pick up right as we have the his like top reporter, Benjamin Frost's boss. Benjamin Frost's boss is like, hey, don't investigate that. That's where the drama picks up. He's obviously like sneaking around trying to figure out information on like this guy, even like goes to his jail to have more find out more information. This is the drama. Oh boy. And then the drama peaks definitely when it goes like they're obviously people know who they are. People know where to find him because he's big high red alert. Everyone needs to be on the lookout for Benjamin Frost. This is what he looks like. And I do like when they get into disguises. He's wearing the immortal mask, but then he gets caught wearing the immortal mask, and they still know what he looks like, and he's still just trying to maneuver out of them. That was pretty dramatic. I liked it. Overall, this is a pretty solid read. Mortal Mask, this took me about an hour to read. And I'm a pretty slow reader. So if you want something action packed, a story about somebody being framed and the journalist trying to uncover the secrets, but of course, there's a bunch of people who don't want those secrets uncovered, so they're going to go after the journalist, which makes the journalist want to uncover those secrets more. It's so fun and cyclical. So, overall, I think I'd give this story, oh boy, this is a solid story. And it wrapped up pretty neatly. It's bow tie, you know? Nice bow tie of a story. So, overall, I give the story, it's a solid 4.5. The action is a solid 4. The lettering is a solid 4. The art is a solid 4. And the drama is like a 4.5. And what math is that? Oh my goodness, why do I do figures that I don't know how to add? Okay, what is that? 12 plus 9, that's 21 out of 25. And that's been the issue that I got with Immortal Mask. Woohoo! That's what I got. Oh yeah, those are good! Now there's none of that! Alright, chat. Now you know what time it is, what it is.
That's pretty spot on. That was pretty good overall. The only thing that I would add, though, is I'm not going to try to ruin it for you because it is pretty good, but I would say if I was to define what Immortal Mask is for me, I would describe it as, from what I know from from what I've read and my understanding is that I would say that it's Spawn meets Dick Tracy with the Spider-Man journalism part of him. Like, you know, like when he's doing, or even Clark Kent, like just the journalist part. There's the journalist part is really heavy in there, and it makes it really good because the guy's actually trying to figure out like what's going on here and everything. I stand by what I said though, man. You want a book you can get and read, and you don't have to worry about all of this other silliness like what's going on what's going on right now with all these other idiots and this craziness. You want a good solid comic book you can buy and read. This is it, man. These guys don't fuck around. They got the book, they can get it to you 6 days or less, and it's good. It's a good solid story, and you don't got to wait no 3 years or none of this bullshit, man. I wish everybody else would do like how these guys are, you know. Everybody else is like, oh, how do we get more crowdfunding money? How do we get more crowdfunding money? Oh, gee, my book is 3 years late. Oh, I went and bought a mail order bride. Where's my book? I don't care about a NASCAR. I want to get my comic. I don't care about your super chats and drama. I want comics. Well, here it is. Old school style comic right here, man. This was a pretty spot on review. I'll give her that. Like that was pretty accurate. She left some things out, but like I said, it's Spawn meets Dick Tracy, and it's really fucking good. So, Denali's.com if you're interested. The full color version's coming soon. I own the black and whites right now. And there's a lot more of Immortal Mask coming, and it's going to be pretty fucking good. And the best part is you can actually get it. They're actually making books here. We're not trying to divert your attention elsewhere with distracting you with other silly things. They're actually making a book here. So that's pretty much it. Like I'm gonna be doing a show with Denali and George eventually when they launch the thing here. I'm I'm pissed off at you, George, you bastard. I wanted the fucking copy. I would have done a review before her, you son of a bitch. All right, thanks for watching. Bye.